Alright, I'm back. Sorry I've been gone so long, but I'm back here now. I was at a Bible camp for like 6 days, past like 2-3 days. I just didn't want to do this, but I'm back now. That's all that matters to I think it was like 6 people that watched the first vlog video. I think like 4 watched that one church video I recorded for some reason. But you know, that's fine. I'm gonna head to the pond today. Like, that's gonna be what we're doing today. So what's going on over there? I'm probably gonna have to kind of fill my pocket for a minute. Yeah, you're probably going in the pocket. Sorry. Sorry. I know that was long, but I probably should have waited a little later to put you on my pocket. You know. But yeah, I was at a camp for like 6 days. We did a bunch of stuff. I'm gonna try not to say too much. I don't think I'm gonna name anybody. I remember I was in a cabin. They're all separated by grades. I was in the high school cabin, which always felt weird because I'm not technically in high school. But you know, I'm going into high school next year. Well, not next year, this year, but you know what I mean. But like, so I was with one of my brothers. Like there's like 30 of us, but most of them slept downstairs. Not really downstairs. It was like I was sleeping upstairs with like 6 more people. I remember one night, it was like 12, there was a baptism. And literally, I guess I stayed up really late, so I was still up. And I was taking a shower. When I I got out, everybody already left. And so, I, for some reason, didn't immediately know that they had gone to the, like, one place that had water. Which is really weird. I don't know how I didn't realize that. But I'm going to the one spot. Not really. I'm trying to explain this better. I'm trying to find the words. There's one part called the canteen where you get snacks. There's a trail behind it. I heard their voices coming off from over there, so I went to that trail. Thing is, there's another trail. I didn't go to the shorter one, though, because that's one in the first trail I saw. And so I'm going up this, like, pretty much all uphill, tiny trail. It's, like, covered in roots and stuff. And it's pitch dark outside because it's, like, 12. And I do have a flashlight, but it's, like, one of those really tiny ones we'll get for, like, $2-3 at Walmart. Like the little tiny blue ones, you know? And so, I can't see anything. And at one point, it kind of goes the opposite direction. Like, the voices were coming this way and kind of went going that way for a minute. I heard them raising their parents. I was like, oh, am I on the right trail? Just go where they are? But I decided to stick it out just in case. And at the end of the trail, there's the basketball court. Very rich camp. I mean, that's kind of obvious knowing who I am, but, you know. It goes to a basketball court. Only reason I knew it was the basketball court is because I remembered how flat it was. I didn't even see the court because it was somehow really foggy up there. I don't know why specifically. Like right there. But yeah, I don't know why specifically right there. Sorry guys. A bunch of cars came by. But yeah. Eventually I'm walking through the basketball court and I see a flashlight shining up from like a little ways away. And so that makes me realize, oh, okay, that's where it is. And so that's when I realized, like, that's where they are. And so I head over there. And it's at the bottom of this water slide. And the part I go to, at least the top of the water slide. And halfway through walking down the steps to get where they are, I think to myself, wow, this must be absolutely insane from their perspective. Because just picture doing a baptism late at night. And then all of a sudden, you just see a guy with a flashlight emerge out from the darkness. You can't even see the person. You see, like, the shine of the flashlight come out from nowhere, just walking towards you. So once I realized that, I'm like, oh, I should probably tell him who I am. So I'm like, it's me, Jack. It's me. Almost name drop myself there. We're going to wait a little bit longer till that. This is the second video. Right, nobody's watching this. Nobody cares. And I guess the 5-6 people who watched the last one, I guess. Thank y'all so much. It means so much to me that somebody actually sat down and watched that, like, 30-minute long video. You know? Maybe not the entire way, but hopefully not just like a 2 seconds. Clicked on it, like, oh, move. And it's clicked off. You know? What was I thinking? Yeah. That was weird. There was also a bunch of teams. It was all space themed on this team called the Moonlight Warriors. I did not come up with that name. You know? But honestly, that was somehow still better than what Green Team came up with. You know, they came up with this team name was the Green Machine. Absolutely horrible, you know? Genuinely. And we gotta come up with a chant. Their chant was just going, Green Machine, Green Machine. That was like the entire chant. And I'll be honest, I still like it more than ours. I'm not gonna say ours. I'm just completely real, I forgot like half of it though. Let's see. I'm going the right way, right? Yeah, I am. Because I'm going to the pond today. It's gonna be a pond video. I might as well just get it out of the way. Because I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna like knock out like everything for one area. Then move on to another area. Go to Walleye, get some destinations. Then move on to the next. And then once I do everywhere, I guess I'll just like, I don't know. I'll probably just go to the same places again unless I somehow manage to find somewhere new, which I doubt that's happening. This neighborhood's only so big, you know? Only has a certain amount of room, so. There's some basketball over there. Yeah, eventually I don't know what I'm gonna do. I guess I'll just head back to the hill, do some walks there, back to the pond, same old places. Which does kind of suck. Yeah. Man. Maybe I can start filming other stuff, I guess. But like, I don't really know if I want to. There's only so many stuff I can record. I actually accidentally showed my house in this little recording I had made. That's why I had to like start over and do like a whole do-over. Because my dad had asked me if I brought my phone with me because I have to bring my phone on my walks, which is, fair enough. But, when he said that, I looked towards the house, and I, moved my whole body towards it, and, pointed my phone at my house. So I accidentally showed my house, and my dad, and my brother. They was taken to an appointment. So they just stopped the recording. I'm probably going to delete it. And then started a new one. Granted, I guess y'all really could just find out where I live. I've showed so many houses, so many indicators on where I live, that y'all could probably, pretty easily deduce at least a street. Because if anything, at least with one of these videos, one day I'm going to show my street sign. But who knows? I don't really want anybody to find out where I live. Oh, shoot. Besides, I guess anybody I want to, which is not y'all. Because if I ever get famous, it's going to be a real pain. Even if I don't live there anymore. No. Hills over there. But, what am I going to say, guys? I'm trying to be careful with that on my camera. But, if I'm being completely honest, I just don't know what I'm going to do after all this. I'm a little worried. Hopefully I'll find something. But I just don't know. Maybe I'll make, gaming videos. That'd be funny, If I'm being completely real. That would be funny. But the thing is, I don't know how I'd record it on my phone. Because there's no way I'm just going to have my little phone propped up against whatever I'm playing on, which is probably going to be my PC. And then just, have y'all see, the raw, recording, I guess. And if I do gaming uploads, probably would be, kind of like queso, where I don't really cut anything out, pretty minimal editing. Pawn's right there. If I would, I'd probably have to somehow sign to my YouTube account from my, my PC. Which I'm sure is decently manageable. I'm sure I could figure that all out. Not too difficult. Just sign to an alternate YouTube account. Because I don't know if I'm signed in on YouTube on my PC. Granted, that's probably because I don't use YouTube on my PC that often. But, here we go. We're at the pond. Really nice. I know it's a little murky right now. There's some trash. But I think it looks really great, If I'm being completely honest. Try not to... No, for the love of the game. Yeah, here's all the pond, Got a little tree thing going on in the middle. If you look down, there's some fish. I don't know if y'all can see it because I can't see it too well on my phone. I can see them without the phone, though. On my phone, though, it's a lot darker because, the sunlight. But if you look down and you look good enough, you can probably see some fish moving around. Obviously, you're not going to see any catfish or anything. Nothing too humongous. Ain't going to catch a megalodon in here, but, it's something. Something. Is that white girl going to do anything there? Oh, she's an old lady. But, yeah. A bag. If you're lucky enough, you'll also see some ducks, right up here. It's really cool. A little hole over there. I'm just glad whoever lives here is never seemingly home. Because that'd be awkward. Just imagine you live next to a pond and some kid just goes up and starts standing at it, that you just never met. Probably not going to stay here too long. But, just wanted to show y'all this. Really cool. before I at least went to the hill, this is where I'd usually go, pretty much like every walk. And I, that makes sense. It's really nice looking. Ain't no, like, pristine, like, light blue ocean, but it's something. I'm trying to stay here too long, though. This road's, like, way more common with cars, which I know isn't saying much, especially a ghost town out here, but say bye to the pond. We're gonna start heading back. Because like the last walk, it is hot outside. Which is the price I pay for not having to see too many cars. Because while it's a lot more common to see cars pretty much during any time of the year, like during the school year, winter, summer, fall, not summer, spring, there's like nobody ever out. Maybe it's like a few cars every now and then. But the price I pay is that it's pretty hot. Which is fine, Besides, it's not even like extremely hot outside right now. It's just hot. It's like 80 something degrees outside, if I remember correctly. That's what I'm saying, That's what I'm saying. But like, I'm being completely real. Okay. And when I keep talking like this, when I'm like, yeah, you know what I mean, man. It's because a car's going by, and I want to make it look like I'm on FaceTime with somebody, and not just filming my lonesome ass out here, just walking around. Which still isn't a great look for me, seeing some kid just FaceTiming as he's walking. My brother's way worse, Well, he used to go on walks with me every now and then, because he couldn't go on walks by himself. And so, what he'd do is basically just walk with me, and he'd use it as an excuse to just be on his phone. And he'd just walk around with his phone, like looking at videos and YouTube shorts and stuff. I'll explain why he doesn't use TikTok in a minute. Well, maybe someday, probably not now though. I can freely cross this road. Like I said, one day for a video I might go in there. Probably not soon though. Probably not soon. Right? That's gonna be it though. Sorry about that. Some guy running. They want to look like a complete loser. You know. Barricade House. I know there's nothing too crazy to show y'all, since I've seen here before from the hill walk. But only reason I really picked this place is because, like I said, I wanted to just knock everything out of this area first before I move on to another area. Like, eventually I'm gonna go downtown, eventually I'm gonna go to pretty much like everywhere else. We're just gonna have some neat places. I will say though, it does kind of suck. There's this one good road. I think I explained this in my last video, the hill walk. But had a bunch of cool stuff. My parents, so I couldn't walk down there, and I don't blame them because the cars are going like 60 miles an hour. That's fairly reasonable, but it still sucks. There's a bunch of cool areas over there. There's like a cemetery, I think, like an old one, like a really small one too. I think they're doing some kind of construction over there. I never saw any construction workers, And I think behind it, or behind somewhere else over there, there's a path that led like right back into my neighborhood with like these weird green government buildings. It was kind of weird. I don't know what they were for, but yeah, it was so sick. Remember I brought my brother there once, and the way we'd get back into our neighborhood from that little back trail is there's this one guy for some reason, didn't have a single gate connecting his backyard to his front yard. So he'll just run through his backyard back into the neighborhood. I know, real despicable of me and him. Very evil, very criminal. Man, it is hot. I'm sweating, bro. Which I guess makes sense. Ever since I got back from camp, I've done nothing. Like, the closest thing to physical activity I've done is buying groceries. No walks. Because at this point, if I go on a walk, I'm probably going to record it. And this I just really don't want to. But, you know. There's another good spot on that road, but it was like the opposite way. It led to this little like antique store. Shame I won't be able to go there again unless I get like a driver's license. And at that point, you're not even filming a walk. You know? Shame. Yeah. Maybe one day I'll be able to go down that road again and make some great videos. Because I mean, this will probably be some of my best. It is hot outside. And I don't know what time it is, because when you're using the camera, it doesn't show the time. But by the time I get home, it's probably going to be time for me to eat lunch. Which is fine. I guess great. That means I can get myself and be more of a fat chud. Like, I'm just being such a loser, man. I'm not gonna try and, like, dump a bunch of stuff onto y'all, but I am a genuine loser. At least I feel like one. But, Cook Road, once we get here, we're not too far from being home, you know? So, like, you know, that's what I'm saying, if I'm being real. You know? Yeah. So I'm doing FaceTime talk right now. You know, at least with there being no cars, y'all can probably definitely hear me a lot better. And I can cross roads without the fear of really checking like, the streets too much. You know, and that's good, I guess. Is it worth anything hot? At this point, if I put my phone in my pocket every time a car showed up, y'all spend like half the video just in my pocket. Which I know is probably the worst part. So I'm gonna try and limit that, you know. Hopefully as time goes on, I get a little more, you know, comfortable with this. You know, go in the pocket less. Can't go over there, I guess. Parents don't seem to like that idea. We'll say the difference between that neighborhood and this neighborhood is insane. Like, genuinely. Like, honestly, bro. Absolutely, like, night and day. Grant, I'm very fortunate. Man. Alright. We're almost home. So I'm not talking too much right now. I'm trying to think of something to talk about because I want to keep this video interesting. I was really talking about camp. I thought I was going to spend this entire video just talking about camp. Spent like the first like 5 minutes talking about camp. I only shared like one story. So we had this thing called team time. And one little activity we did is we'd all get in the straight line like your team would. And you'd all have a card in your mouth, like a poker card, like Ace of Spades or something. I can't remember the exact cards. I don't think it matters. What am I talking about? And there would be a pile, like a little plate full of flour at the front. And the first person has to scoop it up on their card, then dump it on the person behind them's card, and vice versa until you get to the back where they dump it on a new plate. The counselors and directors themselves said they knew we wouldn't complete it. They just did it because they thought it'd be funny. And they were right. Nobody completed it. The person that won literally had like a tablespoon of like flour. By the time they were like, yeah, let's just end the game here. That game was not too fun. I guess it was somewhat enjoyable, but still a bunch of like flour on my nose, and my nose really itchy all day, which wasn't fun. I remember there was just one other activity where there'd be like a few counselors scattered across the campsite, and what you do is with your group, you'd like answer a question like do rock paper scissors or something, and then they'd light your candle. You have to get these tables, but all the other counselors had water guns and they try to like spray them out. And so the game was just really annoying because they genuinely just like camp you, you know? And like one time we were lighting up a candle and one counselor was literally just standing next to us. And then the second it got light up, he's gone. And then all the other teams were really like toxic too. There's this one that just kept blowing out other teams' candles. The crazy thing is, some of the counselors even sided with them for some reason, which doesn't make sense. They just had in the rules that you can't do that. For some reason, like I remember there was this one counselor that was like, well, you shouldn't have done that. Like, what? We didn't even do anything. All we did was play the game. They got upset for some reason, I don't know why, and they decided to blow our candle out. I remember we were getting tied for second and we only got one candle. I think the team that got first had like 2 or 3. Which is, they're lucky they even got that many. Because there was like a bunch of counselors. Literally just the high school boys cabin alone had like 5 of them. And there's only like 5 counselors. And were ones you could go get your candle lit from. So it's probably like 10, like 15, 20 counselors chasing you around with water guns. And then the one we got was because they were distracted with another team. We just kind of ran up there. And they wouldn't have counted it because their candle went out right as we got there, but they decided to count it because they were nice. You know? I'm so tired. I need to exercise more, man. This video is not even 30 minutes long yet. So by the time I get home, it's gonna be like perfectly around 30 minutes. But yeah. Well, it was nice talking to you, man. We need to talk more sometime. Bye. Sorry about that. And I think it was nice talking to you by FaceTime talk. That guy she was like, no, man. He was kind of just sitting there smoking. I'd act like I wasn't in the call there. Sorry, guys. I know y'all are in there for a minute. Like 2 maybe. Or like 1. I don't know. Still. I need to get better with that. So, I guess I'm trying to dox myself, so this is gonna be it. Anybody who watched the last 2 videos and anybody who watches this, thank you so much. It means so much to me. Genuinely. Thank you.